Hi, John here. Right, this is your 3x3 investor spreadsheet. It looks complicated, always does, but it isn't. It's extremely simple to use. Now, you'll notice in the right hand corner here that you have a bit you can just move it about however you want, whichever's easier for you. Okay? And it gives you a chance to then put it beside the bookies. So you can see what's what. Okay, basically what this is, you've got three sheets on one. You've got a bookie I put up here. You can always do this yourself if you want to. I'm going to just delete it just now, but I put a bookie link on the top here. If you want to do that, you just go to insert and sorry, home, I beg your pardon. Yeah, insert hyperlink, and then you just put your bookie link in there, say OK once you've done it, and it'll just leave it up there, so you can control click and it will open your browser if you want to do it like that. Okay, right, you need 3 betting accounts, one for favourite, one for second favourite, and one for third favourite, or first place in the SPs, second place and third place in the SPs of the particular bookie that you're with at the time, you're looking at the time. So you've got 1, you scroll it along, 2, and you've got 3. Okay, now I haven't put a saver on the formula because there's nothing secretive about it. The reason I put savers on, you stop you deleting them, but the reason I haven't is because you can then put in, if you wish, when you finish the day, you can put a line across in a colour, or you can change the colours, add a colour when it wins, whatever, which you couldn't do if I was to do that, if I was to save it. So I'm just going to quickly show you. You can either put day 1, see there's already a 1 in there, you can put 1 in there. You don't have to do this, but I'll show you the reason why we do it later. Well, no, I'll show you now. It's because the days go in here and it divides the total, how much you've made. It gives you a running total all the time of bet account 1, 2 and 3, and a total of the 3, and then an average with the days, so you'll know how much per day you're averaging. And that's the reason you put a 1 at the beginning of the day or a 1 at the end of the day, just so that you know what you're doing. Let's just carry on with this for a bit, and I'll put today's date. I'm going to make this up, it's not going to be real, okay? And we'll say 1:30 PM Exeter, which is not on today, but that doesn't matter. And the favourite in your first bookie, for your favourites, you stick to 1 bookie for favourites, okay? And just before, well, I say just before the off, it can be 5 minutes before the off, but the nearer you get to the off, obviously the harder it is for you to do all 3, but you'll find with being relaxed you can do it quite easily. I don't have any bother with it at all. So let's just say that the favourite, okay, is Blackie. And Blackie has odds, now decimal odds, so there's a decimal converter here. If it was 7 to 4, we'll say, okay, you use that 175. I'm trying to show you that I take 1 off, because you need to take 1 off. You don't need to have the full decimal. If it was Betfair decimal equivalent, it'd be 275 with 1 added. So you put your 7 to 4 in there, 175, or you go to your bookie and you can change it to decimal. Alright, so I'm just going to put something else in there just now, 2s we'll say, okay, and we're going to invest 10p. Now at the beginning you need to work out how much you want to start at. Start low, get a feel for it, increase slowly. As this is a long-term investor account, you just need to, you can slowly add more money into the accounts, which will increase the profit over time quicker. But that's up to you whether you want to do that. But whatever you decide, I suggest to start with you only put £10 in each account. okay, and have them separate from your normal betting accounts, because this is separate, okay, otherwise it's a waste of time. So we'll put 10p as a starter, and you'll see that here it tells you a possible 20p win. Now we quickly move on to the next. So you need to get all three bookies up on 3 different tabs so that you can run one from the other all through the day. It won't be all through the day, it usually takes me about half an hour at the most to get through all of them, and so they stop at a winner. That's the thing to do. Let's say you're going to your second account now, and your second one is called Blackie was the first one, Whitey. I'm just being stupid, but that don't really matter, does it? We'll say 3.5, that's 7 to 2, and we're going to invest exactly the same. Now you don't have to have the same on each account. You might have some accounts already with money in that you want to use, and if you've got more you could increase that slightly, but to keep it simple we'll have more at 10p. So we move on now to the next one, the next bookie, whichever that might be, and you can write in what that is at the top, or put the link in so you know what you're doing. And the third favourite is going to be Zebedee, and I'm not going to worry about how I spell it. I'm pretty rubbish anyway at spelling, so I hate to admit that, but I am. And it's 10p, possible 60p. Now it just so happens the race has gone off and Blackie won, so we put 0.20 in there because that's what it made. There's nothing goes in the loss, and as soon as you get a winner you stop. No matter how little it is you've won, you stop. Okay, very important you remember this. Okay, that way you can get it out of the way quicker, and it definitely pays to do that. Now if you had £10 to start with, you've now got 10.20 in there. Alright, so now you've stopped with that. Well, you know that these have lost because the other won, so it's minus 0.10, and now in the cumulative loss you must keep adding that up, and you add that on each time, add up, you'll see as we go along. The last one here, you know that lost as well, 10p, and you put 10p in the cumulative loss. Now the next race is going to be, we'll say the 2 o'clock, and we'll say it's at Epsom just for the heck of it, and it's going to be the first one is girly horse, and that comes in at 1.75. oh, except I'm doing this wrong, we've stopped on that one, haven't we? So the second, I'll say the second favourite is Whopper, okay, and it is 2.75, and now you'll see that the catch up is there for you to make sure you make a profit. 4p would bring back your loss, okay, so you can continue with 10p just now, that'd be fine. Next bookie, third in the favourites, their third favourite in the SPs, third in the SPs would be something like, we'll say Zodiac. I've never heard of that, but that don't matter. Notice I'm making it up as I go along, and that is 4.5, and again you only need 2p, so we'll stick to 10p on that. Right, the race has gone along lovely, and blow me down, Whopper won it. So how amazing, eh? So it's now 0.28 goes in there as a win. Alright, and it says a balance of that, but the balance will actually be £10 we started with, minus the 10p on that is 18, so it's 10.18 goes in there, and you've stopped on that account. That leaves the final account here, which you can now put minus 10p. Now add the 10p to the 10p, you keep accumulating that, so you now know you've got a 20p loss that goes in there. So we don't have to worry about the other accounts here, but we go to the beginning and we put in the next race, the 2:30 p.m. at Exeter, we'll say, okay, and we only need the third favourite in this one, and that is going to be Cool Golden Girl, we'll say, and its odds are 3.75, and now you need 5p to catch you up. I usually, when I come to the third, I add a little, so it's 12p, okay, and the race is on its way, it's running. Oh, and it won, fantastic. So it's 0.45, and that means that you had your £10 plus your 45 less 20 is 25, so it's 10.25. Now that's the end of today, so you've got today out the way, but you continue. They're not all going to finish just like that, obviously. I'm trying to shorten the video, but obviously you just keep going until you make a profit. At the end of the day, it won't be too long for you do usually. You can limit yourself to 5 losses or 4 losses or whatever, and then start again the next day on the account that hasn't made any money. That's entirely up to you. Now here's where it says what we've done, and I think you'll find that is not right. I will sort that out, and I'll give you an average of what you've actually made when it's done properly. I'll get that sorted just now. So that's what happens there, and that's your spreadsheet. If you have any queries, just get back to me. I know you'll enjoy using this because it works for me fine. It really does. It's how you manage it though. If you get a long losing run, you can stop, as I say, after 4 or 5 and then continue the next day, and you'll find usually that puts it right very quickly. Don't keep going and going and going and going, but you can if you've got enough money. That's entirely up to yourself. I've not had a day where I've had to stop yet in the last month, but it might happen, and it will happen, because that's how betting is. Okay, that's it for now. Bye.